Hi beautiful, welcome to or back to my channel. If you're not new here, then you will know that I've been gone from YouTube for a minute, and when I say a minute I mean around 2 months. Hence the title of this video, how to get yourself out of a slump, because your girl has been all the way in that slump. I haven't even been able to sit down and film one YouTube video just because, to be honest, I really didn't have anything to say. You're someone who is constantly giving advice and energy to others, and then you yourself go through something major. Sometimes you really need to turn that energy inwards and give to yourself, and that's what I've been doing, and it's worked. I've managed to get myself out of that slump using these tips that I'm about to give to you. So if you yourself are in a slump, I've got you. Stay tuned. Before we jump in, if you want good vibes, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell so you never miss a video. And of course, if you find this video useful, please give it a quick thumbs up. So I think when we are in a slump, it's really not easy to just jump from being that way to suddenly living our best lives again, if not impossible, you know. It's a gradual process and it starts in the mind. But we're not trying to leap from slump to action, because it doesn't work like that. We're going to gently nudge ourselves back into alignment. So the first tip is to accept your slump. And what I mean by that is the last thing you want to do when you're feeling like that is start beating yourself up and saying horrible things to yourself in your mind. Because at the end of the day, your body is responding to all your thoughts every minute of the day. And the more horrible things you say to yourself, the more your body is going to reflect that back to you. And the further you're going to slip into your slump. Accept where you are. You know, maybe something has happened outside of your control in your life. Maybe you've suffered a loss. Maybe you've just let some habits slip and you didn't notice yourself going down this downward spiral. Whatever the case may be, this is where you are right now, and clearly you need to be here. Remember, the word depressed can also be said as deep rest. Sometimes we need that. We need to fall off. We need to reset everything. We need to rest, and that's okay. You have to accept that this is where you are right now for whatever reason, and it's only temporary, and you are going to get out of it. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't start comparing yourself to other people. You know, you might be seeing other people living their best lives and you're just here slumped. Everybody's on their own journey with their own timing. Everybody will go through their slumps or ruts at their own times in their journey. This is you right now. Learn to love and accept yourself and honor yourself in every phase of your life, in every emotion that you feel, in every state that you go through. It's all for your highest good. That is something that I have really learned these past couple of months. Everything we go through is to evolve us and grow us. And sometimes you have to take a step back. You know, it's like pulling back the arrow before you shoot, you know. Accept your slump and then you're going to get out of it a lot quicker. Tip number 2 is to journal. Something that I say in so many of my videos because it is such a powerful and yet simple technique, and it is so helpful for bringing yourself out of a bad place. Because when we're in a slump, normally our brains have become foggy, our thinking is all over the place, probably quite negative. There might even be things going on in the subconscious mind that we're not aware of. So journaling is really just a form of expression. If you don't feel like talking to other people about whatever's going on in your life, or you can't even collect your thoughts to explain to someone else what's going on because you yourself don't understand, journaling is a perfect way to still get those thoughts out of your head and clear up some space in your mind. You will be amazed at how much relief you can feel just from taking those thoughts out of your head and putting them onto paper and then reading it back and getting a deeper understanding of what's going on inside your mind. Because it's like when you are in your mind trying to dissect all these different thoughts and beliefs and patterns that are going on that are hindering you, you can't quite grasp it, you know, because you're right in the eye of the storm. When you step outside of that, put it on paper and then look back at it, a lot of the times it will make a lot more sense and you'll start to understand what's been going on in your mind that's allowed you to slump into this horrible place. Tip number 3, and this is probably my favorite one, is to visualize. What really helped me was to visualize what I would look like, what I would feel like, and what I would be doing once I come out of this slump. When you're in a slump, it can be really hard to even bring yourself to do the most basic of things, and you kind of start to lose yourself a little bit. You know, you lose that self-image the version of you that was very together and had everything in check and on point, you can start to kind of detach from that image, and that only sends you further into that dark place. So visualizing yourself once you come out of the slump kind of reconnects you with the best version of yourself, at least in your mind for now. And then it's a lot easier for you to follow up with the actions that are required to get yourself back to being that best version of yourself. I hope that makes sense. A great way to visualize is to start with a meditation. And I have a whole other video about meditation on my channel, which I will link in the cards for you here. So go and check that out. But meditation basically just enables you to detach yourself from your thoughts, which then obviously puts you in the best possible calm, neutral place to then visualize a better version of yourself. Tip number 4, and this is moving more into the action-based steps now, is to clear up your environment and maybe even your appearance. Because as always, when we go into a slump, that normally starts to be reflected in our immediate space and sometimes in our appearance. So maybe you've allowed your space to become cluttered, maybe even dirty. Maybe you've kind of let your appearance go. You've stopped doing your hair or your makeup, or you've started to wear clothes that aren't really flattering because you just can't be bothered. You know what I mean, especially my girls. We've all been there. Something that massively helped me, I went into my wardrobes and I pulled out every piece of clothing, every shoe, everything that I hadn't used in the last 3 months, you know, clothes of exes, all that kind of stuff that just didn't need to be in my environment cluttering me anymore. I threw it all out. Well, I'm going to give the clothes to charity, disclaimer, but yeah, I got rid of it. I then spring cleaned my room as much as I possibly could. I lit an incense stick, lit a candle, really made my space inspiring again and clean and simple. Because, you know, when your space is busy, when your environment is cluttered and busy, that can make your mind busy, which only kind of weighs you down more and pushes you further into that slump. So I kind of made my space simple, clean, fresh, beautiful again, smelling good, feeling good, looking good. I color coordinated all my clothes in my wardrobe, you know, and it gave me a sense of personal power. And then, of course, I said, you know what, I'm gonna get sexy, and I started making an effort on my appearance again, and that alone made me feel so much better and just took me that one step closer to that image that I had of myself, you know, like I said in the previous step. The image that I was visualizing of myself, this really brought me closer to her. Tip number 5 is to move your body. It doesn't have to be going to the gym. Something that I did is I would just play some music that kind of felt good to me, some uplifting music, and I was literally just dancing in the mirror around my room, whatever kind of dance you enjoy, and I found that so incredibly healing. I swear that's probably the biggest thing that physically started to get me out of my slump, was dancing, just flowing with the music, just getting your body moving and connecting to something of a high vibrational frequency, you know. That was so powerful. If you're not into dancing, you know, just go for a walk in nature, maybe do some yoga. If you can get to the gym and do a proper workout, that would be great. Or even like an at-home workout. Just move your body somehow, some way, and get your energy moving around again. Tip number 6 is to watch inspiring content or consume inspiring content. So that could be YouTube videos just like this one. It could be a documentary that inspires you. It could be a film that inspires you, or maybe like a comedy that really makes you laugh and gets you feeling good again. Just keep consuming positive, uplifting, maybe funny content to keep your mood and your vibration high. Drop a comment down below if you have any recommendations of inspiring or funny content that other people can check out. Tip number 7, optional, but I recommend it, is to take a social media break whilst you're trying to get yourself out of this slump. Just because, as we know, social media is everyone's highlight reel. No one's really showing their slumps, their down days. So if you're feeling crap and then you're scrolling through Instagram and you're just seeing a bunch of people apparently living amazing lives, it might inspire you, but most of the time it's probably going to deflate you. You're going to end up sitting there and comparing your life to theirs and yourself to them, and it's probably just going to make you feel worse. Also, social media is a big distraction, and it's very easy when you're in a slump to just kind of lose yourself in the virtual world and procrastinate doing the things that you should be doing to bring yourself out of this slump, you know. So if you can and if you want to, I would recommend taking a social media break. I actually didn't necessarily mean to do that, but because I went on holiday, I ended up just being forced to take a break. Other than when I was posting things, I wasn't really scrolling through other people's things, and I found that really helpful. By this point, you should be ready to take some kind of action on whatever it is that you need to do. So tip number 8 is to get the big things or the worst things done first. So it's that whole eat the frog first concept of, you know, if you eat the frog first thing in the morning, nothing worse than that can possibly happen throughout the rest of the day. You know, if you get the biggest or hardest things done first, then it's like they're out of the way, and now everything after that is light work, it's easy. Okay, so maybe there's a business task that you've been putting off because it's going to take you so long, or a really uncomfortable conversation, or like me, filming a YouTube video, or whatever the case may be, going to the gym. Get that done first before you tackle anything else, and then that is going to be a big weight off your shoulders, and you know that everything else you have to do now should be piece of cake. And tip number 9 is to reward yourself, because trust me, I understand how incredibly difficult it is to pull yourself out of a dark place. I understand it is hard. And if you have done that today or any other day, you should be so proud of yourself. It is the hardest thing to do. So when you do it, make sure you reward yourself. Whatever, go and get a massage, go and eat a cheat meal. I don't know, go and turn up, do whatever, book a holiday, do whatever you've got to do, whatever will make you feel like you've rewarded yourself, but make sure you do, because honest to God, you deserve it. If you have managed, or you do manage to pull yourself out of a dark place, you are amazing and you deserve to be rewarded. And of course, positive reinforcement. The more you reward yourself, the more you feel inclined to go and do more things to reward yourself for. So don't skip that step. Reward yourself, thank yourself, honor yourself for caring about yourself enough to take action in bringing yourself out of this slump. And well done to you. If you want a list of some more self-care habits that you can use anytime, but particularly during a slump, then check out my self-care habits for 2019 video, which I will link somewhere here for you. If you want good vibes, don't forget to subscribe. And until the next one, I wish you health, wealth, and high vibrations.